All right, I think we're live for night 2 of Bad Theater Fest, the virtual Bad Theater Fest 2021. I think we're live. It takes a while to just sort of, yep. All right, great. We've got, thanks for watching, everybody. We have 4 good shows, great shows, bad shows, fun performances. And I'm going to do the first one. We had somebody drop out, so I'm going to do just a quick show. This is going to be just fun prank phone calls. I'll do 2 or 3, and these are people who know they're going to be called. So it's not that crazy of a mean-spirited prank. But it is still a prank phone call, and I'm going to call my sister first, and I have another friend lined up. But if you want me to call you, feel free to send me your phone number or send me a message. Let me know if I have your phone number. Let me know you want me to call you. That's fine. I've done this once before. I was booked for a live streaming show in Cleveland, where I'm from, and it was 48 hours of music, but I was the only comedian booked, and they gave me a half hour. I was like, what am I going to do for a half hour of virtual show? So I came up with this idea. All right. Fun phone calls. Here's the first one. This will be short because we want to get to the real shows.
Hello?
Hi, is this Airbnb?
Yeah.
Good, thank you. All right. Well, I'm calling for somewhat of a complaint. I have people here staying at my place, and they won't leave. But
I feel like that's not my problem.
Well, the weird thing is I never signed up to be an Airbnb host, but they came with luggage. They showed me their phone. My address was on their phone, and I do have a spare room.
Did you let them in?
Well, they were tired. They had driven for 12 hours, and I wanted to be a good host.
Well, that sounds like you did a good job then.
All right. Well, they won't leave, but we're also having a blast. They cooked dinner. We're having a lot of fun.
Oh.
But
there might be squatters' rights involved now. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Yeah.
Huh. We're at an impasse.
Yeah, I mean, but it sounds like you guys are both having blasts. So, I mean.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm a pretty good host. We're having fun. They're having a great vacation. It's a family of 8 staying in my spare room.
Oh, well, I just need to roll with it then. Wait, 8 people in one room?
Yeah, is that a zoning violation?
Might be.
All right. I guess I'll go turn myself into the police.
Yeah, we might have to send someone out.
Oh, Airbnb will send the police to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's big no-no right there.
Ouch. Well, my first time hosting,
yeah.
So. All right. I really screwed this up.
Next time we could take the Airbnb class.
Yeah, all right. Well, I didn't know they were gonna. They just showed up. I thought it was a prank at first, but then they brought in all their bags. And how are you doing today?
All right. Pretty well.
All right. Well, sorry I couldn't be any help to you.
That's okay. I mean, maybe next time.
All right.
My call wasn't an issue.
Yeah. All right. Well, I love you. All right. That was my sister. It's fun to say I love you when you hang up. All right. I'll try to do one more, maybe a third if anybody is watching and wants to send me a message and they're in. This might be the last one. We'll see. This is a new show. Somebody else who is expecting a phone call. But see, they don't know what the call is going to be. This is why it's still fun. Hello?
Wait, I'm saying, sorry, repeat that?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hey, is this Ray's live bait and tackle shop?
You got it?
Cool. I was there this morning. I don't know if you remember. I pulled up in a pickup truck. I'm on vacation. I pulled up in a pickup truck. You helped
A
me.
lot of people show up in pickup trucks, man.
Yeah, you helped me load some stuff into my car, and then you were like, "Nice dog." And I looked into my truck, and there was a dog in there, and I was like, "That's not my dog." And you thought I was joking, but it turns out a dog had jumped into my pickup truck while I was inside. Remember that? It took us like 5 minutes to get the dog out of the car. We laughed about it. Remember?
A lot of dogs in pickup trucks, man. You got to be more specific than that.
Well, anyway, I bought worms today, and I went fishing.
Okay, yeah. Oh, cool. Did you get the long ones?
Yeah, and you're not going to believe this, but I have a complaint. I don't know if you have a lot of complaints about your live bait, but I have a complaint.
Might be a first on the complaints on live bait.
Okay, well, I used your worms. I baited my hook, like I have done.
Right.
I'm a
Proper.
pretty proficient fisher person. And then I lowered the line into the water, and a fish jumped up, and I swear to God, the worm ate the fish.
The worm ate the fish.
Yeah, it happened 8 times with 8 different worms. Now I've got huge fish-sized worms that, frankly, I don't know what to do with.
This is a first. Let me this second. Let me
Oh yeah, put me on hold if you have to.
put something up really quickly.
Yeah. I'm glad you have a book there because I didn't know what to do.
Well, it's there's lots of troubleshooting goes on with these, live bait and everything. So
Yeah.
I found it. When the worm eats the fish, just cut the worm open.
Oh, okay. And I keep the fish, right?
Oh, well, we can do whatever you want with the fish, but to get the fish out of the worm, you got to cut the worm open.
Got it. Okay, and it's still good.
The fish or the worm?
The fish.
Oh yeah, the fish is still good. I mean, it might be a little digested, but just kind of wash that off, whatever that slimy gunk is and stuff like that. But yeah, this says you should be good after that. So.
Wow. All right. Well, this is good news.
Yeah, I mean, so no complaint now with the worms then, is that right?
No, I guess I've got 8 fish, so it turned into a great day.
All right, book closed.
Yeah. All right. You're still there, huh?
Yes, I am. I'm still here.
Okay. I mean, it's like 9:00 at night. You're still there?
Well, people need bait all the time, man. You never know when there's going to be an emergency bait situation going on.
Yeah. All right. Well, this worked out.
Okay. Well, let us know if you need anything else.
Thanks. Oh yeah, we'll do.
All right.
All right. I'm saying, yeah. That was the first time someone said they love me. That was great. All right. Well, this is Bad Theater Fest, and that was the beginning part. I'm ready to move on. Nobody said they wanted a call, so that's cool. So the first show we have is, we're all ready now for stuff. The first show we have comes to us from John Ladd, and this show is called Inanimate Objects. And the description is, it's absurdism, and it's about millennials that are oblivious beyond all else. It is here it is. It's a video, and I've got it ready. I'm going to share my screen, and great. The show's going to be happening now. Give it up, everybody, for Inanimate Objects. All right. That was Inanimate Objects. All right. We did it. The next performance is from the co-founder of this very festival, Mr. Star Kendall, who's going to be doing a live presentation of Horses Don't Give a Shit, a multimedia PowerPoint presentation about the time he sang and danced in an outdoor musical and then fell off a horse. Are you ready?
I believe I am.
All right. I'm going to turn off my camera and take it away. Horses don't give a shit.
All right. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just going to share my screen with you, something that we're all familiar with. Let me jump out of this. All right. And then, All right. Thank you for joining me. My name is Star Kendall. And welcome to my show. Yeah, Horses Don't Give a Shit. So I'm an actor, or I used to be at least, and got my start in high school. This is me right here in the glasses. You can kind of see like that. So, and then in junior college, I studied theater there, and let me turn off my camera. Sorry. And that's me in West Side Story. I played action, so I got to sing the Officer Krumke song, so that was pretty fun. And then later I transferred to the University of Oklahoma to finish my degree, and I really liked it there. I did a lot of great productions. This is me playing I'm not playing Tartuffe, but I was in Tartuffe. This is another war about play about the Iraq War. Here I am playing Einstein. And then this is one of my favorite plays. It's called Lonely Planet. So I had a really good time there. And around 1997, I did what all actors have to do at some point, and I got some headshots made. So because if I'm going to live this life as an actor, I need something to show who I am and everything. So if there's any actors watching, you obviously are familiar with this process. Maybe not new actors. This is the old ways where we would shoot 3 rolls of film and then have to look through the contact sheets to find the perfect shot, or several of them. This is the one I landed on back in those days. This young 21-year-old actor, stardom in his eyes, and a good future ahead of him, I'd say. So that year, I auditioned and was cast in Texas, the musical, out in Palo Duro Canyon State Park. Just to kind of give you an idea of some scale here. So this is where I went to school in Norman, Oklahoma. And here is Canyon, Texas. And then Palo Duro Canyon is just right outside there. And then here's my hometown in East Texas, where I'm from. So this is about an 8 or 9 hour drive. This is 5 hours. So a lot of driving back and forth. But just to give you an idea of where the musical takes place and everything, and it's in this beautiful canyon. It is they call it the Grand Canyon of Texas. It's the second largest canyon in the U.S. actually. Palo Duro is Spanish for hard stick. And so it's just this beautiful backdrop to where we have our stage basically, and where the story takes place. So because the backdrop of our theater was the canyon wall itself and everything, so every day we got to perform in this very beautiful space, and it was really good time there. So the story of Texas the Musical starts around 1960. There was a woman named Margaret Harper, and she just lived in Canyon. She was just she worked at the Teachers College that's now West Texas A&M University, and she was reading in Reader's Digest one day. I don't know if this is the exact edition that she was reading, but anyway, that's the one she was reading about a man named Paul Green, a playwright. A Pulitzer Prize winner, actually. In 1927, Paul Green won the Pulitzer for In Abraham's Bosom. It's about a African-American farmer in North Carolina, and his attempts at self-improvement are just prevented because of the state's racial segregation and Jim Crow laws. And so that play was produced and shown in New York, and he won the Pulitzer that year. Other notable things that Paul Green has done: he's also the screenwriter for the 1933 film of State Fair, starring Will Rogers and Janet Gaynor. He has some pretty big credentials for any theater watchers or theater folks out there. I mean, he worked with the group theater. He did stuff at the Provincetown Players. He was compared to Anton Chekhov and John Millington Synge, those very realistic, naturalistic playwrights. But then he went over to Europe at some point, and he started immersing himself in the epic theater of Bertolt Brecht, and hanging out with him and Kurt Weill and Lottie Lenya. I think he actually had an affair with Lottie Lenya at one point. So, and about this time is when he started moving out of realism and into expressionism, and then into his own kind of theater form. He invented symphonic drama. It's like a kind of historical drama. It features a lot of music, dance, a lot of pageantry. It's usually staged in outdoor amphitheaters and in usually the location that it depicts. And his most famous one is The Lost Colony, about the lost colony of Roanoke in Virginia. It's been running since about 1937. So it's another one of these grand scale outdoor musical extravaganzas and everything. Actually won the Tony for excellence in theater in 2013. So he's still getting those awards even after he's passed on and everything. So anyway, so after all of this, now I don't know if all that was in the Reader's Digest article, but anyway, after reading all of that, Margaret Harper decides that Paul Green is her man for the vision that she's trying to maybe bring to the West Texas area. And so, after meeting him and talking with him in 1966, Texas the Musical debuts. I know all of that, grand or that theater history of him for himself. And this is the musical that he writes and everything. So, all right. So the story of Texas, the musical, is basically about a young woman. She comes to the West Texas area to visit her rich uncle who owns a big ranch. And she ends up meeting and kind of falling for this young farmer that's also just moved into the area. And but there's like a love triangle, because there's like this the ranch hand, the lead ranch hand, who I'll refer to as the evil ranch hand because he is a bit of a dick. But he's got a little thing for the young niece and everything. So there's lots of back and forth between these two, and she's going out with this guy, she's going out with this one, anything. And so, so I'll refer to him usually as the evil ranch guy going forward and stuff. So where does this sound familiar? We got a young woman coming to visit some family on a big farm or ranch. She meets another farmer, and then there's this other ranch hand that's like jealous and stuff. Oh, right, Oklahoma. Texas is basically just Oklahoma, but set in Texas. And that's pretty much the plot of this show. I mean, there's even a dream ballet in the Texas the Musical, just like there is in Oklahoma, where the rich uncle is being tormented by all of these dancers in these little sprightly costumes and everything. So I'm not accusing Paul Green of plagiarism. Maybe he picked that up from Bertolt Brecht, but I'm just saying that there are a lot of similarities between the two scripts. Now, when I did the show, somebody told me that the original script used to be a lot darker and a lot more serious, because because Paul Green was a very serious playwright. I think in that original version that the evil ranch hand actually raped the niece at some point. But over the years, that eventually got whittled out of the play and the musical, and so it's now to this pretty much simple story and everything that you now can see if you go out to Paladora Canyon. So, all right, so that comes to me and my part in this. So I played Flip Saunders. I was a local ranch hand. He kind of, I worked under the evil ranch hand for the uncle and everything, just look at that killer. Bad gun safety there, though. But anyway, here's me looking intimidating on stage. This is probably a scene where we were kind of trying to intimidate that young farmer that's moved out here and everything. So one of the things about doing the show was that it was, a very large scale and stage. And so, it had to be very loud. I mean, you were projecting more than you normally would in a theater. And also the director gave us this one acting note that because we're in this outdoor setting, we always had to end every single sentence with an upward inflection. Almost like you're asking a question, but you're still making a statement. And so every single line had to be delivered like that, because I guess the energy carried when it went up instead of how we usually talk, and how usually the energy goes down if we swallow our words like most people might do and stuff. So so it was an interesting way to do theater for me and that young college student and everything. So so anyway, it was fun to dress up like a cowboy, because this was not my usual deal. I was more like this grunge guy, punk rocker, rave DJ. I'm from Texas, but I really pushed away any kind of like Texas aesthetic or cowboy aesthetic or anything like that. So this was definitely a lot of fun playing this guy for the summer and everything like that. So I guess through the power of acting, I can transform, that grunge kid into this guy. So my biggest fan was my grandmother. Now, at times, she did doubt my theater education and the future that I was trying to make for myself. But this was something that she could definitely brag about, because Texas is like one of those like retiree RV destinations. So if you're an old person, you got an RV, this is the perfect place to roll up, park in the camp somewhere in the park, and then go see Texas, eat some barbecue and everything like that. So she could definitely go brag back to all of her friends back home that her grandson was in this musical and everything. So she was very proud of me and everything. So this is just a little picture about how, like milling around backstage. We'd kind of just hang out before the show. Had to wear makeup every single night, so it was a lot on my stress. A lot of ladies out there going to be like, well, I do this every day, but even as an actor, I didn't put that much makeup on usually. And so sometimes we'd go out and do outreach. I formed a little band with a couple of other guys that were in the show, and we go out and play, songs at the library or something like that, just to kind of promote the show and ourselves and everything. I made a lot of really good friends during that summer. I mean, it was a really intense time, because we're there with each other for this couple of months, and really intense. We were friends just with each other. I didn't know anybody else out there. So, but yeah, here you see like a lot of the costumes. The show's very colorful. Here's rehearsals out in that hot West Texas heat. And also this was a 2,500 seat theater, which I had never performed for this many people in my entire life. And you could add up probably every single production that I've done in New York City, and it probably would never equal the amount of people that I performed for that summer, unfortunately, in my career. But you can see here, it kind of it seems like it goes off into infinity the further you go down. But so when that thing was full, it felt alive and electric with all these people there waiting to see you tell the story of Texas in this grand way and everything. So going back to that spectacle and that pageantry that Paul Green was envisioning. So the show starts out every night with a couple of guys on horseback with these big flags. They actually ride along the top of the canyon up here as the trumpets start, and then the conductor starts keeping us on cue. The band's playing, there's high kicks, dancers. It is that like symphonic vision that Paul Green came up with. and there's this lightning strike, the simulated lightning strike that we did every single night. So at the end of Act 1, the two lovers are expressing, you know, their love for each other. They're singing their final songs, and then they kiss. And when they kiss, this 1/4-inch primacord would ignite. Now, primacord is it's a detonation cord that's used in blasting. And so every night, one of the stagehands or Dave, he would run this cord up the canyon wall, and they'd hook it up and everything. And then, yeah, when the two lovers kissed down here, this thing would go off and then split this mechanical tree to make it look like, you know, lightning had hit it and stuff. And so it was really crazy. And then every single night we had fireworks. Like every night there was a firework display. And on 4th of July, it was even, you know, it was even more than what we usually did on a regular night and everything. I was on the B team for the fire squad because the fireworks would routinely light the canyon wall on fire sometimes. And so people would have to run out with shovels to go throw dirt on. So I never had to do that because I was on the B team and stuff, but the A team went out a few times. But all right, so one of my jobs as an actor in this show was to ride a horse. I don't remember this horse's name at all. And you'll know why probably later and everything. So let me just set the scene for you. So there's the stage, there's the audience. There was this back road where we would sometimes stage scenes. If there was like a dream sequence or something, we'd put people out here, and this is where the horses would ride around and stuff. And then there was this little like offshoot in this little cul-de-sac right here where we would hop off and then jump on the stage and do our scene. Oh, and then this was the way that we would use to get back and forth between stage left and stage right and everything. So this little pass through, and then we would jump over or walk over the little bridge here and everything. So, so yeah, there was the guy that would hold our horses. We jump over, we do our scene. There's me looking intimidating again. And then we would walk back over, jump on our horses, and then ride out, and then back over to where the hitching posts were off stage and everything. So now, I'd ridden horses before, and we'd had a few, you know, horse rehearsals before the show had started. And but I'm not the most experienced rider. And something that I learned that horses do is when you're putting a saddle on them, you know, you're tightening it up. What they'll do is they'll inhale so it expands their belly. And then you think you have it tight, you walk off, they exhale, and then it makes that saddle a lot looser and more comfortable on them. But I didn't really, you know, understand this. And this one night I got on the horse, and the saddle was kind of like, you know, coming off, like sliding off the side of the horse. And I got on and I kind of like hopped it back up on top of the horse. So I knew it was loose, but I was like, yeah, you know, I'm sure it's fine. This is a quick scene. I'll be okay. So, you know, we ride in, we jump off, we do our scene. There's me intimidating again. And then we get on, and right around this time, and again, these horses had also done the show longer than I had. You know, this is the first year and only year I'd done Texas, but these horses had done the show a couple of years in a row. So they knew their cues. They sometimes wouldn't wait for us. And so I was struggling this day to get back on it because the horse just wanted to take off immediately. And so I finally get on, and the horse bolts. And this corner right here was pretty tight. And so then I'm on the horse, you know, I'm like trying to grab on basically. So I'm like I'm just struggling because I'm going over to the side. The saddle has like gone over the top and everything. And I'm just kind of, and 2 nights before, one of the leads had the same thing had happened to him, and he tried to stay on the horse, and he ended up like hugging the horse's neck, and then he ended up kind of falling, and he kind of got hit in the head with the hoof, and but he was fine. So I'm thinking the whole time, like I don't want that to be me. I don't want to get kicked in the head. So I finally just I just let go, and I sail off into the brush, land on my my left hip. And I roll and everything, and I kind of rolled into like a this like position, like like on my back, and the stagehands like run over to me. They have like a code for this. I don't know what it was. It was like code 4, you know, like because I guess, you know, it had happened 2 days before. It happened, I guess, a lot of times, so they had a code for it. So I'm sitting there, and they come up to me and they go, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm okay." They go, "Can you get up?" And I go, "Yeah, I can get up." no, I cannot get up. Oh God, and so they helped me up, and I'm like limping back, and also the lights had still been on the back road, so people in the audience saw this happen. But now it's all dark and everything, so I'm like, they're helping me limp and stuff. And then the horse, had just kept galloping on and was tied up back at the hitching post. And so I'm walking up, and the horse does this. My hand goes to my gun. I was going to shoot this horse. I was so mad that this horse, because to me, he did it intentionally. I mean, who knows if he really did, but in my mind, this horse did this on purpose. And so I was going to shoot this horse like they might have in the old days and stuff. But I stopped myself because I know that if I do shoot this horse, I'm probably going to it's not going to hurt the horse, but it's going to, scare some people. And I'll probably lose my job and everything. And so I don't shoot the horse, but oh man, I really wanted to, because I hated that fucking horse. I still had the show to finish, actually. So we go on. I was seeing somebody in the show, and this big kind of party scene that we had. We would always in the scene, make eyes at each other and flirt and smile and everything. And so I was hurting, but I had the show to finish because I'm a professional. And so I'm in it. I'm in the scene, and this is about when the adrenaline starts kicking in, and I'm starting to really sweat, and and she's just smiling at me, and I'm smiling back, and I'm like, she has no idea that I have fallen off my horse. So act one finishes, we have the lightning strike, and I'm back in the nurse's station, and they're wrapping me up. I mean, it was actually good that I had all that leather on, the chaps and the vest and everything, and the long sleeves, because I would have gotten torn up a lot more if I hadn't. I had a few little scars on my arm and everything from that, but I was pretty, it was just more just the shock of hitting the ground and everything. So, so I remember she ran in, she was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. And so, so I finished the show, and I never got back on that horse again. They gave me another one the next time I had to get on. It was an older horse, and the first time that we rode out to do the scene, its legs almost buckled. And I thought, God, I'm never going to be safe on these horses. Either one's going to kick me off, or the other one's going to die and land on top of me or something like that. And so, all right. So anyway, I finished the show that night, and luckily that was a Saturday, and we had the day off. We always had Sundays off and everything, because we did 6 nights, 6 shows a night. 6 days a week, and everything. So luckily I could go recuperate the next day. I had a cane, because all actors have canes, in case you need it for a scene or something. And so, and I just can't, there's just that horse is just always in my mind ever since that time and everything. I hated that horse. And so, but I did recover. So I went home that night, got my cane, was limping around. And then that night I lost my virginity. Because I could have died. And I decided that if I was going to get back on that horse and take that risk again, that I wanted to experience some of life's goodness. And so, fell off a horse, lost my virginity. And that's the story of Texas, everybody. I hope you enjoy. Also, fuck that horse. I hope that horse is glue.
Woo! Star Kendall, everybody. That's still a show. I looked it up. You can buy.
They had to cancel because of COVID and everything, but they'll run that again once it's back. So
yeah, as of May 31st, you can see that show. I wonder if it's a story passed around by current actors that somebody lost their virginity on this show.
I don't think many people know, except for those that know. So
yeah.
All of you now, that's who knows.
Yeah. You never told that horse?
I never told what?
You never told the horse?
Oh, no. I didn't. Fuck that horse, like I said.
All right. We have good stuff. It was nice to hear that story again. I've heard it a few times. All right, we have one last show, and this comes with a parental warning because it's even got cock in the title. So this is H.P. Wells's Cocktopia. Aliens from outer space are on a carnal mission to take over planet Earth. I am going to share my screen because this is pre-taped, and here we go. Parental.
Cocktopia, Cocktopia,
Yeah.
Cocktopia, Cocktopia.
Amid a devastating pandemic that battered the planet, in December of 2020, President Donald J. Trump signed a coronavirus relief bill demanding that in addition to dealing with the Kathy Griffin of illness, U.S. intelligence agencies must tell Congress everything they know about UFO sightings through an unclassified report. Today, in the spirit of better understanding our celestial neighbors, we have Dr. H. P. Wells, British alienologist and chairman of Princeton University's Edwards School of Science, to discuss his latest book, Space Aliens Are Cool, but Can They Roller Skate? We'll answer these questions and more after WEEV's very own Miss Mitzi Hart shares a word from our sponsor.
Mom, these days are busier than ever. Zumba, school from home, possible global nuclear destruction. How do you make sure your kids are getting the nutrition they need during an increasingly imminent nuclear attack? Well, now you can have Grandma's food basket delivered straight to your home. Nutritious, delicious, the whole family will say thank you after a hearty last meal of Hawaiian punch, Campbell's cream of mushroom cloud soup, and candy bars. Grandma's Food Basket. Find us on Instagram under the hashtag GeeWhizMom. Doomsday short is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are interrupting our regularly scheduled programming with this special news bulletin. A flying saucer is currently hovering over our WEEV broadcast studios on the corner of 44th Street and 6th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan. Dr. Wells, can you provide us with any insight given your extensive knowledge of interplanetary species?
This is very exciting indeed. We have observed a significant uptick in chatter over our satellite communication systems, but we did not anticipate contact. This being said, and please do not panic, I would suggest that you turn off the lights, take a Valium, close your eyes, and start rocking and humming to yourselves, as this could possibly be the end of the world.
Thank you, Dr. Wells, but we are here to be part of history, not hide from it. WEEV is going to keep the microphones on so that we can share this historic moment with the world. Dr. Wells, would you be willing to accompany me to the roof on this auspicious occasion so that we can try to communicate with the aliens?
Shh, turn off the lights.
Gee whiz, guys. I'm sure scared of space aliens.
Don't worry, Miss Hart. I'll protect you. Why didn't you come up here and snuggle up tight right now?
No, thank you, Dr. Wells. I think I'll just cut my losses and go with the space aliens. Wee wah, wee wah, wee wah, wee wah. Attention, citizens. This is an emergency broadcast network. Do not panic. This is not a test. This is not a test. If you suffer from any form of heart condition or high blood pressure, we suggest that you take this moment to sit down. The aliens have landed. Please remain calm and find the closest underground shelter immediately. Also make sure to grab a can of refreshing Hawaiian punch and some savory spam on your way.
Wait. What's that?
They are getting closer.
I sure am scared.
Miss Hart?
I'm not that scared.
Listeners, from what we can tell, the aliens have entered our WEEV studios. Dr. Wells, do you have any advice?
Use a breath mint?
Yes, just in. Similar incidents are happening all over the world. Stand by while we patch into European radio, where a local European fisherman is said to have made contact with the aliens. Hello, Europe. Do you copy? This is Edmund R. Edwardson, award-winning radio news broadcaster from the United States of America. Can you tell me what is happening there?
Hello, America. Hello, Uncle Sam. Hello.
Hello. We understand that you were visited by aliens just a few short hours ago.
Yeah. Yes, I was fishing and there she was, this extraterrestrial alien thing. Extraterrestrial. Yeah.
Oh yeah, extraterrestrial is European for extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about your experience?
Yes. Yes. I was out fishing for herring. We Europeans, we like herring. It's been a long day on my boat. I was falling asleep. Suddenly the water started swirling like backwards clock. It started getting faster and faster. So I started thinking that herring were angry and they were farting. That is how herrings talk to each other, like out of their asses, like American politicians.
Fascinating. And then what?
And then the giant small push, small push. The small push is in the sky over my boat, like beep, 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 flying small push, like beep, 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 beep.
Small pies is a European apple pie, very, very tasty. If I understand correctly, this half-wit European fisherman saw a flying saucer.
Like flying small push, blue and red flashing lights, beep, 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 beep. Flew out to sea like angry whale that ate my brother's span. Yeah.
And then what?
And then a woman, like Statue of Liberty, but like very sexy, while this giant woman came out of small push and pointed a laser at my Jen Johnson, and next thing I knew, it's like nothing. Like and whoosh, and suddenly my monslin was gone.
At this point, we would like to warn parents that this alien invasion may not be appropriate for listeners under the age of 18. Dr. Wells, do you have any insights for the American people?
Well, it appears the 10th planet is revealing itself.
The 10th planet? I thought there were 8 planets, or sometimes 9 if you include the midget.
Well, we lied. There are 10 planets if you count the midget, 9 if you don't.
You lied.
Yeah, we lied.
You lied?
Well, I mean, what were you uneducated dimwits going to do? Travel a million zillion miles into outer space and count the planets for yourself?
Lying is bad. How could you lie?
Well, we can say whatever we want. I mean, the Earth is flat, the moon is cheese. Hey, buddy, why don't you get on your broken bicycle and check?
Edmund R. Edwardson, award-winning radio news broadcaster and highly decorated former elite fighter pilot with the United States Air Force. Greetings from Earth.
Earthling.
Edmund R. Edwardson, award-winning radio news broadcaster and highly decorated former elite fighter pilot with the United States Air Force.
I come from the 10th planet, Captopia. We demand that you surrender immediately.
Beep, beep.
Surrender immediately, or a killer robot, Soupy Sales, will kill you. And because that is what killer robots do. A killer robot, people. Now, say that 10 times. Surrender immediately, or my killer robot, Soupy Sales, will kill you, because that is what killer robots do. A killer robot killer, Soupy Sales. People kills people.
Beepity, beep, boo-wop, doo-wop, do.
Soupy Sales is very talented.
Knew it. The 10th planet. I thought I smelled you coming.
Trust me, you will never smell me. Dr. H.P. Wells, we meet again.
Vivian?
You look older, tired, a little moving.
Well, you, on the other hand, look quite ravishing. Coctopia's absence of oxygen suits you.
You are correct, Soupy Sales. The meet and greet is over, and we're running out of time. I need all the men to take off their pants immediately.
Excuse me, but you can't just land here, break into our studios, and demand that we take off our pants for you. This is the United States of America, the most powerful country in the world. You should at least buy us dinner first.
America, my
Take
home.
off your pants, or I will liquefy you with this laser.
I suggest you all comply immediately. She is very serious.
Your friend here knows from whence he speaks.
Beep, people laugh, beep. Show them H. P. Wells.
Show them, Dr. Wells.
Holy
Turn
crap.
up for 5. All of you.
So holy Cucamonga, everyone. I sure am scared, and whether I'm scared of an alien invasion, I crave a refreshing Hawaiian punch to revive me. Hawaiian punch, great on its own or delicious as an ice cream topping.
Listeners, the situation here is very tense. A magnificently beautiful 7-foot woman from outer space who appears to answer to the name Vivian and her ferocious robot, Soupy Sales, is demanding that all of the men take off their pants. While lead alienologist and chairman of the Edward School of Science, Dr. H.P. Wells, seems to have some familiarity with the extraterrestrials. Madam Alien, how do you know Dr. Wells? And is it true that you are a fan of our sponsor, Grandma's Food Basket and delicious, nutritious Hawaiian Punch?
Grandma's food basket? Fuck Grandma's food basket. If I don't kill you, sit in your basement for months and eating that garbage will. As for Dr. Wells, do you want to explain our relationship? Or should I? Wait, let me answer that, I will. It was the summer of 1969, and the good doctor here, well, he was still at university, studying, working at a secret test site in Roswell. My family was summering, holidaying from the 10th planet, and I had wandered out to the bottomless lake in the park when Dr. Wells spotted me. Within minutes, I was surrounded by tanks and airplanes, and I was captured, and then brought to an underground laboratory where Dr. Wells proceeded to conduct physical exams and with lots of probing. And at the moment, I swear to myself, if I could escape, I would get my revenge.
How did you escape?
Easy. Male humans are hysterically idiots. So I offered him a blowjob, and he immediately said yes.
It was all in the name of science.
I told him he would have to untie me, so I could, take care of him. But before I ran away, I did take care of him. Dr. Wells, take off your pants. Dr. Wells, show the citizens of planet Earth just how well I took care of you.
Ha ha ha. Robot laughs an evil laugh. Ha ha ha. Robot laughs an evil laugh. Take off your pants or I will kill you.
Radio listeners, at this point, Dr. Wells is going to take off his pants. He is loosening his belt. Now he is unzipping and... Radio listeners, I must warn you, the sight of Dr. Wells without his pants is very disturbing.
Oh my god, he has a penis like a Kendall.
Which is, of course, a contradiction in terms because, as everybody knows, The Ken doll does not have a penis.
It appears that the area where the human male anatomy normally appears has been replaced by a flat coating of silicon with the words Mattel Toys stamped on it. Listeners, WEEV management would like us to note that this disturbing scene is not an advertisement and is not endorsed by Mattel Toys.
That's right. Just you wait, you bitchy alien. Mattel's gonna sue you for this. You cannot use their trademark like this.
Enough! Blah, blah, blah. Pants off now. I will conquer your planet one cock at a time.
Oh my God, I think I'm going to cry.
Ken dolls. No, their place in the world. Ken dolls. Damn well that he is nothing compared to the magnificent Barbie. And unlike those asshole men in all four of the Star is Born, Ken supports his far more famous and talented girlfriend.
But what happens? I mean, where does it go? How will we replace? Won't the species die out?
For centuries, the citizens of Cocktopia have lived in peace, relying on the 10th planet's bountiful supply of laboratory-grown 9-inch hydroponic cock. By growing our cock supply, instead of having to obtain it from a man, Cocktopia is a society free from sexism, neurosis, and the experience of humankind. I mean, on the 10th planet, the movie Star is Born has a happy, very happy ending, and literally, but a plague brought by our atmosphere and poison and pollution generated by Earth is destroying cock crops. So we have to return to this planet to collect fresh seed.
Beep, beep, hard on.
This is a dire situation.
How do we get out of this, Dr. Wells?
There's only one solution.
What is it?
What are you two whispering about?
Vivian, if we can provide you one perfect cock and send it to you with the attached man, will you spare the rest of humanity?
Well, it would save me from having to look at a lot of ugly cock. What do you think, Soupy Sales? You have space in the zoo for a whole human male?
Beep, beep, zoo.
We don't have much time. How can we find the perfect cock on such short notice?
Well, you have a deep voice. And you are a highly decorated fighter pilot, and you're very tall.
Dr. Wells, I'm not sure this is the right time for flirting with me.
I'm not flirting with you, you cue card reading moron. According to the 16th century Chewbacca logic equation, it stands to reason that based on all your attributes, you probably have an amazing cock.
Well, your radio audience and the universe are listening. Mr. Reed, how's your cock?
The future of Earth and all humanity depends on it.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Fighter Pilot. If you have the cock that I need, I will spare the men on planet Earth from doom and destruction. If your cock is inadequate, I will have to continue my search and plunder the planet and species and supply of male cock.
For God's sake, Mr. Edwardson, show her your cock. It's our only chance.
I'm afraid the lovely Miss Hart is correct. You are our only chance, Mr. Edwardson. Unless the Chewbacca equation is wrong, it does have a 10% margin of failure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vivian, none of us are born heroes. Rather, it is the challenge presented to us by life and how we ultimately rise to the occasion that makes us a hero.
And can you rise to the occasion?
Yes. Dr. Wells is correct, but not because of his stupid theory. The creepy bastard saw me in the bathroom before the show.
Sometimes I like to look.
Well then, our mission here is accomplished. Soupy Sales, tie up the prisoner and prepare him for the ship. Wait, How do we know we can trust them? How do we know we aren't being shortchanged?
Trust me.
Hold on your pants.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is America's songbird and second banana, Misty Hart, live from WWE Studios. Edmund R. Edwardson, award-winning radio news broadcaster and highly decorated former elite fighter pilot with the United States Air Force, has been taken captive by aliens from the 10th planet Coctopia. In heroic move, America's favorite radio host is now pulling down pants. The belt is coming off. He's unzipping his fly and that's it.
Yes? Why?
I just always figured it would be different. Something more like...
Radio listeners, hang on to your hats. In an amazing turn of events, America's sweetheart, WEEV's very own Miss Mitzi Hart, is pulling up her skirt to reveal
A very large cock.
Oh, isn't that just divine? Come now, Mitzi. The spaceship is ready.
well, ain't that something?
Coctopia, 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 Coctopia!
Wow. All right. That was Coctopia from Hope Wiener. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks to John Ladd for his performance. And thanks to Star Kennel for his. And we have one more night tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 4 shows. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is a different festival. Whole other thing. But thanks for watching Bad Theater Fest.